it's the women and it's the lightweight varsity eights. You can see the lineup there. Georgetown closest to the cameras, furthest away from the grandstands on this near side. Stanford, Princeton, Radcliffe, with Boston and Wisco out on that far side of the course, the near side for you guys in the grandstand. So we are going to take a look at these crews.
This is like, sorry.
So Georgetown, there we go. Georgetown with Isabella Dussault from Sarasota in the stroke of Georgetown. There's the Stanford crew. Emily Mullins in the 7 seat from Wilmette, Illinois. Let's go and see the Princeton crew. Sarah Fry from Redno Beach, California in the stroke of that crew. Eleanor Every from Jacksonville, Florida is the coxswain there. Okay, there's the Radcliffe crew. Erin Hanrahan from Larchmont, New York. Lillian Randell from Newton, Massachusetts in the cox's seat. The 2 women from Boston, Charlotte Duan just touching the boat there, the Californian, as we fly over them, just keeping it straight down the lane for her cox, Heather Shin. And then out on this far side, the Wisconsin crew, Georgia Harlow from Corte Madera, California. A long way from home now, but I guess it'll seem like her home in that boat out on this lake. Right here, right now, let's do it.
Georgetown, Stanford, Princeton, Radcliffe, Boston, Wisconsin, attention.
Just seemed like Stanford were slow off there.
Yeah, they've lost just a couple seats already in these early strokes of the race. It does look like Princeton's gotten off to a brilliant start here in that center lane. Of course, we make them favorites as they are ranked #1 in this event and are back-to-back defending champions at the IRA here in the women's lightweight 8.
Yeah, they do look good, don't they? Up high, and Sarah Fry in the stroke sheet. Look at her, she's really laying into it. You can see her head almost go back as she comes through to the finish. Just putting everything in. I guess their coach must have said, Paul Rassett, you need to get out fast and you need to get into your rhythm and just dominate this race. And that's exactly the effort that's going into the Princeton crew now.
Yeah, this stern pair of Sarah Fry and Lily Feineman there in the Princeton 8 are going to be the really strong leaders that the rest of this crew is going to look towards, as they are the stern pair that returns from the IRA winning 8 last year. A lot more leadership in this boat as well. Our 7 seed and our 5 seed have actually been in this 8 for all 3 of Princeton's recent IRA titles. So much success, so much leadership in this boat. These girls know how to win, and we're just seeing that unfold before us here as they are continuing to extend their lead over the rest of the field.
Hannah Clark right over there on the far side. You can see her ponytail down the back of her head. The New Yorker in the red boat on the far side. But they're just getting left a little bit by Radcliffe challenging, and the boat on this near side, Stanford, trying to get their act together after that pedestrian first few strokes.
Yeah, here's a really nice shot of your race leaders, Princeton here, just striding out now. Coxon just taking a look just to make sure that they're still moving on the field, and indeed they are. Does look like it is about half a length here for Princeton. We're going to throw it out to the water for Fred to take us through the middle of the race.
almost approaching the 750. It is the Lady Tigers here out in front. I was very impressed with Boston in the early going, but now Boston and Radcliffe are deadlocked, and Stanford has come up as well. Still live, Martin. Martin, you're still live. So Princeton out in front, 7-8 seats, with Boston and Radcliffe now taking a press. Radcliffe and Stanford going on a surge here. Coming up to the 1,000, it's Princeton in control. Very close now, very close between Radcliffe and Stanford. Boston falling back just a little bit. Going through the 1,000, it's the Tigers, but their lead is diminishing just a little bit. Stanford and Radcliffe pressing hard. Princeton, 2/3 of a length, but Stanford and Radcliffe trying to make a race of it, trying to get into that silver and bronze position. Boston University slipping back 3/4 of a length and open water back to Georgetown and Wisconsin. It's still all Princeton in this third 500, and it's like they've got more juice. Sitting up tall, driving the legs down hard. Can Stanford cut to the Princeton lead, inch by inch? Radcliffe trying to knock on the door. 38 for Radcliffe, 39.5 for Stanford. Princeton, can they hold on for another 600 meters? 37.5, so good gearing there. Plenty of room to go up in this championship race. Those three will be your medalists unless BU can pull a miracle and catch either Stanford or Radcliffe. Over to the tower.
Yeah, just a casual look across from Eleanor Every. She's not too worried. I think she knows that her crew are moving well. It's got what it takes. Stanford have just got a little bit too much to do, but yeah, it's an inch a stroke maybe. Princeton, they haven't got the sprint yet. They haven't looked in their back pocket and put it down on the table. And the crew on the far side from Radcliffe just dropping out of the race for the silver medal, but looks certain for bronze.
Yeah, if you told me that this was just a replay of the race for lanes that we saw the other day, I'd believe you, because here we have just an identical picture. Princeton in the center lane there, just leading the way, looking very calm and in control of this race plan, despite these charges coming on either side from Radcliffe and from Stanford. Really great effort from both of these crews flanking your race leader, Princeton, in order to drive it all the way to the line. I do think both these crews have left it a little bit too late, and this Princeton base rhythm has been just too much for either of them to overcome, but they are still going head-to-head here, Radcliffe versus Stanford for the silver medal.
Lydia Garnett, the Stanford coxswain, calling for all she's worth. She wants her women to try and keep ahead of Radcliffe, who are now charging on the far side, trying to grab that silver medal off of Radcliffe. But Princeton, they look calm, they look solid, they look long. They are moving towards a gold medal in this women's lightweight eights. Another gold medal coming up to the line. Here come the Tigers. Easy does it for them. They've led from the first stroke to the last. The Tigers are going to cross the line just as we see. There it is now. Gold medal for the Tigers. Stanford do hold off Radcliffe. A great bronze medal for Radcliffe in the final of the women's lightweight eights. And then we've got Boston now coming across the line. Over there on the far side, it is Georgetown. And then finally we have Wisco coming in 6th place. That was impressive, Megan.
Yeah, I mean, really pretty by the book based on what we saw in the race for lanes. These women didn't hold anything back in that preliminary round to establish our field here, and we saw it play out pretty much identically to what we saw the other day. Princeton, your race winner and IRA champion in 2024 with a time of 6:35.19. Silver medalist Stanford, 6:37.06. And a brilliant bronze medal here for the women of Radcliffe, 6:38.88.
I want to